what's the hot thing that all the cool content creator kids were all talking about this week? Well, on April Fool's Day, which is now 6 days ago, Reddit launched r/place. Now, if you're old like me, some of you weren't even born in 2017. But if you're old like me, you remember in 2017, Reddit trialed this thing called Place. And what it was, essentially, it was a space where people could go and draw pixel art. And the thing was, it was a bit of a social experiment as well, because obviously you could draw over other people's shit. And it's sort of like real life. Like, if anybody, because again, being a kid coming through in the 80s, graffiti was a big thing, right? And that was kind of like a concept that anyone who was around back in those days would be familiar with. And that is that you can do a mural on a wall, but it's ephemeral. It doesn't exist in any sort of permanent way. It's going to get got. People are going to, go over it, right? And that was just a fundamental rule of it. And so people played around with it. People had fun with it. And it was nice. It was a nice little surprise that came out of left field. And people enjoyed it and had fun. In fact, I can show you, right? This on the left, and it's not a particularly great picture. You're not going to zoom in. But that on the left is what you had. You can see there was a lot of flags, and a lot of little small drawings. There was a big blue smear down at the bottom. I can't even remember the story of why that happened. A few things got airbrushed out. There was like a fucking Bible verse at some point or something. Anyway, that's where it ended up. And there on the right, which you don't need to think about too much for now, is how it ended up in 2022. But anyway, it was a cool little experiment. It was something that was unexpected. And in general, there was no sort of malignant, weird, fucked up entities. Everybody knew what they were getting into. Fast forward to 2022, and man alive, if you ever needed any proof that everything is just worse on the internet now, it's this. It was the response to Place. So first of all, every fucking cunt, every streamer, every influencer just had to be all over that shit and turned it into something that people were saying, it was always about war. It was always about pixel wars. And it's like, yeah, there was a little bit of an aspect about that. But I don't remember it being a Twitch streamer dick-waving contest in 2017 to the same degree. I really don't remember it being like that at all. It just sort of like, and I think that's bore out by looking at the picture, right? All of the top streamers had to fucking just wade in and do their thing, which their thing just seems to be kind of like turning everything into massaging their own ego. And it's like, I don't know, it's just kind of sad. Because I was watching every day. By the way, streamer content these days is fucking like... These people sit and stream for 8 hours a day or more because they know that's what works. They do it with no rhyme or reason, no plan. They essentially just create a fucking endless spiral of reacting to other people's content, endless fucking drama about other streamers, which is almost like a contrivance so they don't have to actually create any content. And this is the hilarious part of being a content creator. It's like, what do you actually make? I've had this argument a ton of times. It's like, I remember, people are talking about Forsen. I remember when everyone was saying, oh, God, look, people are ruining Forsen's PUBG streams. Look at all these people, look at the Zulals running at them with their machetes out, and spamming, voice lines at them and stuff. It must be awful. And I'm like, you morons, that's the content. If you took that away, it would just be Forsen playing PUBG badly. Streamers have this like weird fucked up perception about reality. It's like, if you've got a community that enhances your content like that, that's great. Anyway, so when Place came out, obviously it was all people would do. They would turn their stream on, they would go to Place, and then the weaponized autism of the internet essentially would do the rest. And that would be, somebody would come up with a script and then they would go on to our Place and people would make essentially a logo of their streamer, right? And that's fine, starting like that, you do that. But then it was like, oh, what if my logo goes over another logo? And what if my community does this and does this and does this? And so it just sort of became whoever had the most dedicated fan base who were willing to sit there and press pixels all day sort of dominated the space, and they made it into this thing where it was kind of just a bit weird. And there was some really cool pixel art shit actually happening on place. Like, for example, if you looked at the French flag at various points in the day, people were literally updating it. So there was a bottle of wine and a glass of wine, and what they were doing was the bottle of wine would go down, pour into the glass would empty, and the bottle would refill up, and and this was happening in real time over the course of the day. It was, it was pretty fucking good, right? So there was some good stuff happening, but man, it was just outrageous in some other areas. Now, this story, right? XQC artwork gets censored by admins on Play. So I'm like, oh, what's happened here? And basically, what they were trying to do is they were trying to make the character 2B, right, from Nier Automata. I can never say that properly. And basically, the 2B is in a skin-tight suit and has a nice ass. Right, has a nice ass. And so XQC's community wanted to replicate that ass. Sorry, my bad. That ass. And you can see here, I guess that I can play this clip.
They censored it. Wait, they censored it.
No, they did not.
They did. The mods recensored it.
Bro, what?
Come on, man.
And I don't know what's wrong with that ass, but the admins came in and basically shut down the creation of that ass by putting a big sort of black rectangle across it, right? Which already, one of the things I did notice this time around, the Reddit staff didn't want to just take their hands off the fucking wheel and just let things play out. Now, by the way, that is so tame. In fact, for the CSGO logo, the entire... Right, this just tells you everything you need to know about Counter-Strike, I guess. The entire contribution of the CSGO community was, A, they created the logo. Good job. You made Gunman. Well done. B, they stopped people turning Gunman into an Among Us sussy backer, right? We also good, you fought the good fight, fair enough. And then the rest of the time, they were drawing a huge knob on it. Just a huge knob, just a knob down to the floor, just a giant cock, all the way, unfolding, like something out of a Tim Burton, Beetlejuice, just unfolding down to the floor. And that was what they were doing. And that was it. And then someone would delete the cock and draw a fucking Spurdo face on Gunman. And then people would start redrawing the big pink cock again. That was it. That's literally... Somebody on Reddit made a time-lapse of the CSGO logo. And all it is cock goes down, cock goes up. Cock goes down, cock goes up. Cock goes down. It's a minute of this. Oh, Amogus, cock goes down. That was it. That was the whole fucking time. It was just so shit. Like, that is the CSGO community in a nutshell. Because Valve has just given us nothing for 20 years, we just have no imagination, do we? We're just fucking we are morons. We're the morons. What should we do? Draw a knob. All right, the knob's been deleted. Let's draw the knob again. All right, do you want to do something else? No, let's draw the knob. It's fucking ridiculous. So butts were off, knobs were in. And at one stage, there was a giant cock as well. A giant cock was drawn. And that's fair, that is fair. Well, good job. It's not often, by the way, I'll agree with an article in Vice. As you know, I hate the journalists, don't I? I hate my own kind. I'm a self-loathing journalist. And Vice wrote an article. And you know what? Yeah, it's sort of true. Twitch influencers ruined our place for everyone. It's, you know what? You don't even need to read the article. It's just, yeah, big true. The big true. I'll read you. I'll read you some of it because it's kind of got some funny bits in it. The pseudo experiment, which started on April Fool's Day, let individual users add a pixel to the canvas every 5 minutes, every 20 minutes for unverified accounts to create a shared piece of digital art. The canvas was a chaotic hodgepodge of every Reddit community you could think of, with contributions from subreddits like Radiohead and recreations of Magic the Gathering trading cards and Star Wars battle scenes. Where's Waldo even made some highly appropriate cameos within the artwork's densely pixelated jumble. The type of visual that stood out the most, however, were flags. Strong uptake for flags. Keep that in mind. Various national flags were displayed prominently on the canvas, some going all the way across, disappearing and reappearing with each iteration. LGBTQ pride flags were especially common, as was the Ukrainian flag, with one containing an image of President Volodymyr Zelensky, as users expressed support for the country against the ongoing Russian invasion. It all sounds so nice, so wholesome. By Monday morning, entire subreddits had banded together, with content creators live streaming their directives to viewers over Twitch in order to hold down territories until the final screenshot was captured. One popular gaming streamer, XQC, claimed to have received death threats after directing his viewers to pixelate over other RPlace creations. Reddit user Jet D had been active on RPlace since the subreddit re-emerged on Friday. He acted as a freelancer on the subreddit. Quote, a solo pawn in the world of giants, just watching the world be taken over then reconquered again, as he described it to Motherboard. He would go to areas where he thought help was needed and tried to assist smaller communities in getting their share of screen space. It would be a shame if it were all just for a few big streamers to own it as a free advertisement to their channel, Jet D told Motherboard hours before Place was erased. So, as we're about to get to, some people were just way too fucking over-invested in this. Now, I'm also going to tell you about some... Man, this just goes all across the board. There were like operations set up to vandalize certain flags. There were... fucking obviously communities that were at war with each other over this. The whole thing was just absolutely fucking absurd and just shit. It just got progressively worse with each passing day. But hey, free content. Just to also underline how shit Wales is. Imagine this was front page news on the BBC. Welsh flag appears in artwork drawn by millions. Front page. Anything happening in Wales today, boys? Fucking hell, you never fucking guess what, Richard. They fucking drew our flag. They fucking know who we are. Cymru am byth. They know who the fuck we are, boys. Like, imagine it. What the fuck is going on? Look at this. Shay, 17, from Aberystwyth, was part of a social media group that competed against 6 million others to paint their red dragon into the artwork. He said he found it really cool to help get the best flag in the world included in the final mural. News, ladies and gentlemen. Welsh news. It is stupid. It's all stupid. But anyway, let's get to what we're really wanting to talk about. And I gotta kind of fucking tiptoe around a lot of this. And because I haven't scripted it, and I haven't got all the links ready like I usually do, this could be an absolute fucking mess. But let's just start with one, right? Let's come out of Welsh news. One of the most hilarious things was banned Twitch streamer, rest in peace, my old homie, Destiny. He has a community that's almost like nothing else on the internet. It was forged in the early days of the internet, so there is some of that 4chan spirit still in Stephen's community. He's always had a weird cult of celebrity about him. He's got a lot of people in his community that are fucking deranged to the point of being dangerous. There is no doubt about that, and I know because I've sort of experienced it firsthand back when me and him were beefing. You know, the day he said I must, Richard Lewis must be a white supremacist. The harassment was months and months. People sending me fucking, people pointing guns at me and other just fucking lunatics, mad DMs, people misrepresenting things I'd said and done, people compiling like Reddit threads about me. There was even one guy, he saw me up in Maine when I was visiting Maria, and he sat behind me in like a fucking Applebee's or something and made a Reddit thread just seeing Richard Lewis in Applebee's. Like, what should I do? And they put that on the Destiny subreddit. All of that stuff, by the way, about the Dalaban is hilarious because 99% of Destiny's community are just normal, right? They're just normal people who like Destiny because Steven's a funny guy and, says funny things and does funny things. But he has got a 1% in there that are genuinely psychopathic and dangerous. And I think he sort of knows it. And I think that's just sort of the internet. And I think that's just sort of the margins and the odds that you're playing with. But anyway, Stephen, and I've definitely been proven right about this over time. I'd love to pick his brains about it because, well, I said at the time when he was going into this, like, I don't want to call it a lefty arc because I do believe he's very liberal in the vast majority of his politics. Although, he's got some slightly, more center to center right leanings on stuff like, I think his views on abortion and gun control, if I remember rightly. Regardless, he's a guy who actually thinks about his opinions, right? He researches stuff, he challenges himself. He can have a hard time admitting that he's wrong sometimes, but fuck, we're all like that, aren't we? We're all the stars of our own movie. So anyway, the worst thing that happened to the internet was Stephen going down that arc, right? Because it birthed the worst things. Stephen's children. Oh God, the Destiny's children, because it's not even one child. The political discourse, hell on earth, of imagine that not only is Stephen the guy that essentially propelled Hassan into the mainstream, it's also the community that give birth to Vorsh, aka Irish laddie. This all links back to the Pandora's box analogy. Stephen going down lefty politics was the fucking Pandora's box, because now the fucking internet just fucking blows because, these people understand the hustle, that you just say the lines and the Zoomers applaud and they give you money and they give you relevance and media people come fucking sniffing around, and because you're on their side and you're powerful and influential, you can say outrageous shit. You can advocate for countries to be, quote, bombed off the face of the map. And people just go, yeah, well, he doesn't really mean that, does he? He doesn't mean it. He's on my side. The bad things he says aren't really bad. He's just being ironic or something. Now, let me pore over this 10-year-old tweet that somebody else made, and let's make sure their lives are ruined over it, regardless of context. So anyway, what ended up happening with Stephen was there could have been a time of peace and a time of harmony. But because streamers and influencers were all fucking, basically you're on a road, right? So no, you're on a train track, right? You're on a train track when you're an influencer. And the final destination on the track, no matter how long your track is, no matter how many stops are along the way, the final destination is self-delusional narcissism. That's it. That's the final stop. It always ends there. And once you're at that final destination, there's no coming back. You can't get back on the train. You can't wind it back. You're stuck there. You're in deluded narcissismville forever. And so, unfortunately, what always ends up happening, these people get together. They want to collab. They want to be friends. But, who's in charge? Who's the boss? Who's the most popular? Who has the right opinion? What if we disagree on something? Why didn't you back me up on this issue? Are we not a collective or a collaboration? All this nonsense all just basically will lead you to a point of needless, pointless conflict because the relationship could never have survived anyway because of the nature of the journey of being a public figure. So this spawned so much just ridiculous antics around place because even though they should all be on the same side, the problem with the American liberal And again, they say, oh, don't call us liberals, call us progressives, or don't call us progressives, call us lefties, or don't call us lefties, call us socialists, whatever. You're all in one fucking jar to me, right? So the problem is they can never identify accurately a positive ally with a few flaws to someone who should be a mortal enemy. They make no distinction. If you don't pass the purity test, you are their mortal enemy. You're in with the Nazis, you're in with the fascists, you're in with the alt-right. It doesn't matter. It's dogma or nothing. So what ended up happening with Stephen was, obviously, Stephen isn't going to play that shit. He's not that type of guy, never has been. So, obviously they all turned on him. All the communities were warring. If you were a fan of Hassan, you're banned on Destiny subreddit. If you're a fan of Destiny, you're banned on Hassan subreddit. If you're a fan of Hassan or Destiny, you're banned on Vorsha's subreddit. In fact, if you ever disagree with anything Vorsha said, you get banned on Vorsha's subreddit. Not like over on Destiny subreddit, where a 30-day ban is just a rite of passage to the real ones who've been there. Shout out to the OG Dalaban, the ones who've done that. It's like a pilgrimage. Yeah, it's just all a bit silly, but that's just the lay of the land. So when Place came rolling around, man alive, you can't even begin to imagine. All right, let's do this. Destiny, my old chum Stephen had been in a bit of a brouhaha lately. I guess is how we would describe it. In a bit of a brouhaha because he disagreed as well. I mean, we don't even know, but he probably said some spicy things on Twitter he shouldn't have said. I saw some no words on Twitter. And what you also understand, what you have to understand now is, if you use any of these dog shit tech platforms, they all collude together to monitor your behavior on the platform. Say something naughty on Twitter, kiss your Twitch, goodbye. Maybe you get banned on Discord too, right? Do something bad on Reddit. Get your Facebook account removed. It's so fucking stupid. What's that? I can't go to Airbnb either. What's that? My bank account's been shut off. My PayPal's gone. We're getting, but it's a social credit score by any other name. We're hurtling towards that inevitability, but I won't bore you with that tonight. So he got banned, he got permabanned, and there was much rejoicing. Everyone thought this was hilarious. By the way, I do find it very interesting when Twitch streamers can't empathize about what it is like to have to move to another platform. Now, Stephen will be financially fine, but here's what you've got to remember. Why is streaming on Twitch preferable to doing it on YouTube? YouTube's got better tech, right? If your VODs are going to YouTube anyway, shit, why not? It's got a better VOD storage system. Why Twitch? Bingo. Someone typed it in the chat immediately. Prime. And what they mean is, right, when they say, oh, but my community's here, I built it up. I think I've even said this lie. It's just that actually it wouldn't be, well, first of all, to rebuild, for someone like me who streams infrequently, to rebuild up 100,000 followers on a fucking another live streaming platform would be a pain in the balls probably. But I would literally make no money from streams, let alone the small amount I make from your very generous Twitch Primes and Twitch subs. If I went somewhere else, because Prime is the incentive. The reason they don't pay people fucking retainers and other stuff like this anymore is you get your Primes. You're getting essentially a free $2.50 or more if you're one of the big streamers all the time for every sub that people can get for free because you're the value add for Amazon. So I do find it interesting when Twitch streamers themselves knowing this, and we all know what they make, because remember that leak that happened? The leak that was going to be definitely more leaks because it wasn't a disgruntled former Twitch employee that did it. But it just never came because they're busy or something. We know what they make. And that money that they make is predicated on the primes and the subs and da-da-da-da. We don't know what they make on the donations. That wasn't in the information. I find it interesting when other streamers revel in another streamer, especially a streamer that has helped their career and helped give them a platform. I find it very interesting when you celebrate somebody being banned like that, because first of all, what that tells me about you is you're a piece of shit. The only people you should celebrate being deplatformed are people that are doing dangerous stuff with that platform. The other thing it tells me is you're so stupid you can't conceive of a world where it'll be you. You really can't. You think you're going to dodge the bullet. How many more, by the way, do you think you get? How many more do you get away with, my friend? I have seen these popular political streamers, I've seen them advocate for terrorist attacks on their stream. I've seen them say, those 3,000 people that died in them towers sort of had it coming, right? And by the way, even though I think that is a absolutely vile and reprehensible sentiment to utter out loud, you've got to remember that is a very common thought among people in the left. It is one I have heard many, many times. And I also think if you want to say that shit, all right, I'm not going to demand that you be gagged, as offensive as it is. I publicly said that. And I think that was when Hassan, I think he misread my tweet and attacked me over that, right? So you don't get many more of them. You'll be playing the violins for yourself when it comes around. And this platform, it's impossible to have anything like political discourse on it. It is proven time and time again, because anybody that goes up to a line and says, I want to disagree with this thing now, and it's not popular to disagree with it, they eventually get banned. They eventually get got. They eventually get managed off. It's why you just never engage with the spicy topics. You just don't do it. If you want to make the money and have the platform, and look, I'm an esports dude, right? So that's what I principally focus on. You cannot engage with any of that stuff. Just don't. It's not worth it. But Stephen flew too close to the sun and he got banned. And there was much rejoicing and much celebration. And since then, we've entered into this weird, strange phase where people are sort of reveling in Stephen as if his 10 years of relevance as a streamer, as a pioneer, as a streamer, as somebody that literally raised the bar in streaming to a point that it created an arms race between Owned and Twitch, Justin TV, to basically bid for the best content, that he pioneered a lot of the tech that got integrated into these systems through his own website. That, by the way, when he moved into talking about politics, it was at a time when nobody else did it. He set up other people coming in to be allowed to do it. He paved the way for the career Hassan takes for granted. That is a fact. Stone cold. You cannot dispute that. Anyone who says otherwise wasn't there, doesn't know what they're talking about. I do. All of that shit that been going on is just pathetic. So, it spills over onto our place, because everything did for this week, and it also happened just shortly after Stephen got banned. Stephen's community put his logo on, and he's got a little cartoon dude now, I think, for some reason, I don't know. And then people were vandalizing Destiny's logo. People were putting a trans flag on it, over it. People were putting rude words on it. People were defacing it with alt-right symbology to imply Destiny is in some way adjacent to that ideology, which is nonsense. People thought this was great and just and fair and fine. Now, at the other end of the spectrum, Hassan, who's been very, Hassan's one of the streamers, he streams so much, we all know about his life, right? So Hassan had, quite sadly, I think it was in 2019, I think I was still living in America at the time, his dog passed away, which is sad. And his community made a cool little emote of his dog, a cartoon version of his dog, holding a heart. And that was so, the dog would live forever. It was a nice thing. The community did. And it's very moving. Losing a pet sucks for anybody. It's really tough. I see a lot of people, I see edgelords always say it's just an animal. I got no truck with that. If you can't feel empathy or a connection to animals, it probably something wrong with you. It's not a good sign. Basically, it was a nice gesture, and then as it was winding down, as Place was coming to an end, Hassan's community wanted to put his dog, the emote of his dog, next to another streamer's dog, so they would be immortalized and live forever. Another nice gesture, right? But here's the problem. Hassan had previously advocated that people go and deface Destiny's logo. And listen, it goes like this. You don't fuck with 4chan ever, and you don't fuck with the Taliban. If you could get 4chan and the Taliban to fight each other, you might be able to get them to wipe each other out, right? And the internet would be safe. But until that hateful, heinous, horrible day, this is what we've got. So the Taliban went and remorselessly, relentlessly airbrushed over Hassan's tribute to his dog. And there was anger. Oh, there was anger. I'm going to go big head again just before I play this video. Sorry, guys. I don't know if you remember, because do you remember that thing that happened in World of Warcraft where someone died in real life, a guild member, and they were on a PvP server, and anyway, she died in real life, so they had a real life funeral for this person, and so what they did is they fucking took off all their gear and went in civilian clothing, you know, like just starting items, and they were all there in a queue lining up, and then a horde raid came over and wiped everyone out at this real dead girl's funeral. It was one of the best things to ever happen on the internet, and I remember everyone was going fucking insane. If you were around at that time, people were calling for all those horde members to be banned, for the guild to be banned. They said it was harassment. Listen, I don't know if I'm a cunt, but I think that's hilarious. Not only is it hilarious, I think that's proper and true. That's like role play. That's how it should be done. So I just want you to keep that in mind, that is my sense of humor. And I don't think you should get attached to pixels. I don't think the fact that it was a sort of mural in memory of somebody should necessarily make it more sacred or make it profane, that it was defaced, especially within the context of the video, which we'll watch now.
Yo, can we black out Destiny shit?
I'm fucking down, dude. You want to pull
You're trolling us on.
You want to pull a fucking Twitch? Like,
You want to put a Twitch logo?
Let's put a Twitch.
Oh, yes. All fun and games. Let's put a Twitch logo. Let's mock the fact that a former friend, a former colleague, and someone to whom I owe a large portion of my success to is losing a minimum of 10 grand a month. Let's do it.
Logo on top of that shit. Fuck it.
Are you sure?
They will never stop. They will come after you so aggressively. I mean, I don't give a fuck. Thank you to the banned tiny community for destroying my dead dog. You really got me there, dude. You really destroyed it. You fucking killed it. Thank you. No, I'm not even gonna fucking respond, dude. I don't care. They're disgusting and they're fucking gross freaks.
Now, the best part about this, hang on, I got to get the fucking picture. This is the picture I wanted. They didn't just stop, right? They didn't just stop with just making it go away. You have to hand it to the Taliban. You have to. They made the other dog cry. They made the other dog cry and break the heart, finished the Hungarian flag for reasons I'm about to explain, and work a Destiny logo into it. And that is preserved. Now, I put it to you. If you can't appreciate that, you've got no fucking soul. You got no soul if you can't laugh at that. You're too serious. Now, why the Hungarian flag? Because there was this weird bit where Hassan was upset at some comments made by another political YouTuber. And he basically said, listen, Hassan talking about Russia and Ukraine and all that stuff, it's not his fault. His takes are whack. He's an American debate bro. How the fuck can he possibly understand Europe? Which, by the way, I don't know anything about the guy who said that. So I'm not endorsing him or anything like that. But, you know, I can kind of fuck with that line of reasoning. I can kind of get on board with that. Fair play. I am very, very sick and tired now at my age, at my stage of life, you know, of fucking Americans basically telling me how I should think and feel and what my history is and what my background is. You know, it's like, fuck me. And I'm sure, shit, I'm British. I mean, like, we have some sort of tie. Can't imagine what you Finnish motherfuckers feel about it. Like, you know what I mean? So, anyway, he got upset over that, and then he had a rant where he said some pretty unsavory things about sort of Hungary in general. So that was why they chose the Hungarian flag. And so, the Taliban, they definitely won that one. But here's the thing. The internet didn't like it. Because for me, this was rolling back the years. Remember I told you, like, recently about, you know, when Steven fucked up Twitch Plays Pokemon and killed Bird Jesus? This was like that. It was a throwback to when the internet, you could be mischievous on the internet. You could be mischievous. You could be controversial. You could be edgy. It was a better place. The internet was better for that. I don't give a fuck. But people have forgot. People have forgotten the old ways. And look. Oh my God. Fucking Reddit, dude. Like, this. This is honestly. This isn't ironic, guys. This is honestly a crime against nature. There you go, look. It looks like people are trying to fix it. Because someone did a sad face with the coordinates. Looks like people are already trying to fix it, which brings a little bit of hope for humanity back for me. They're reunited. We fixed it. I can sleep tonight. Thank you. Thank fucking God. I'm glad they're back now, though. Thank God. I can go and sleep and rest easy knowing my favourite pixel pups were reunited in the end. It's fixed. Fuck Destiny and his shit community. Them being here and getting a reminder that literally every normal person outside of their usual fart-filled bubbles is finding their behaviour incredibly childish is hilarious. I visited their stream, and holy shit, most of them sound like they are in high school with a cracky-ass voice, emulating speech patterns of their streamer. Their streamer, he is their god now. The friends back. My heart is broken over pixels. So, you know, they're having a normal one over there. There was also this. Destiny's community is fucking gross. One of the Taliban, I'm guessing there. Mashallah, brethren. He's in with a mashallah. These dudes care more about Hassan than they do their own streamer. Definitely not true. And that says a lot. Agreed is a very pathetic group. He was giggling like a kid, like, oh my God, Hassan's going to be mad. We just saw a clip of Hassan doing exactly that. Only way to get back at him for winning the Korea War. It's sad. It's literally just a dog holding a heart. I'm really bummed about losing the Hazel, having been defending it all weekend. Pathetic streamer, pathetic community. Reminds me of Greek God X. Laughing my ass off, just a sad dude. Do you remember when Greek God did all them really, like, intricate debates with, like, economists and political figures? And you remember that? You remember when Greek God did that? You remember when Greek God schooled Jontron? Do you remember that? They're just the same. It's easy to get mixed up. And then, so somebody made this thread, right? They were big mad as well. Big mad over the pixels. Dear God, Hassan lives so rent-free in Steven's head that he and his 1/5 of Hassan's stream numbers will literally delete a picture of his dead dog out of spite. Go get a life. Oh, wait, is that even possible? Go get a life, said the person, really overinvested in a pixel war for a temporary Reddit project. Now, I have to find, there's a guy in this thread. It's like nothing I've ever seen. Got to find it. So there's a guy down here. Where the fuck? There he is. This guy. Out of his mind. Yeah, you owned Hassan by deleting his dead dog through pixels. Says that. He's back again. Imagine getting so upset over pixels. Of his dead dog, but you owned him. Congrats. His dead dog won't care. I'm sure your dead relatives or future dead mom wouldn't care if I pissed on their grave. Strong uptake, by the way. Strong uptake for pissing on graves. Lots of pissing on grave comparison. He comes back a little bit later on. Hassan didn't start shit. Did. How would you feel if I deleted any memory of your dead relative or friend? How would you feel if I deleted your memories of your loved ones that had died? Find God, said man, saying he would piss on someone's grave. It's mental, mate. This is why the smartest fucking thing I ever did was stay away from that fucking debate me, bro. Yeah, fucking debate me, bro. Wanna hop on stream and chat about it, bro? Fucking debate me. Oh, God. Holy shit. That dude, by the way, legitimately the phrase touch grass was actually invented specifically for him and only for him. It's just so ridiculous. So that was the Dalaban. You know who else was big fucking mad over pixels? Reddit admins. Now there's some deep lore on this one. Deep lore. So I've got to quickly pull some stuff. There is a banned community, if you can believe it, on Reddit. I know, crazy, right? And you're going to go, well, there's lots of banned communities on Reddit, Richard. You... essentially an internet historian. It's just that job got taken by a really good YouTuber. You know that. You covered some of this. You've interviewed some of the mods of the subreddits that got removed. Surely Reddit only would delete the racist and hateful ones. Yes. Yeah, they did. They did clean a lot of them out. Not all of them. But one subreddit that got into the bad graces of Reddit, if you can believe it, was r/drama. Again, Reddit, as it was sputtering out, there were a number of communities that just like they were the only thing sort of keeping it interesting as a site, as a platform. Now it's just an astroturf shithole. I said this all the time. You go to Reddit, everything you see and read is bollocks. It's troll accounts. It's corporate shill accounts. It's accounts being paid for as part of an advertising campaign. It's moderators on the platform taking money to delete critical threads for companies and promote threads for other certain companies. It's power users. It's power mods. And the fucked up thing, the biggest trolls on Reddit are the moderators. And the moderators have unprecedented power on the platform. Why? Because Reddit is such a huge forum, and yet it barely employs anyone at all as a company. Commensurate to the amount of work it would take to moderate it properly, how it functions is they give you the space, and they say you clean it up. And then moderators, because the type of person that becomes a moderator is... Yeah, you know, you're not doing other things, let's be honest about it, friends. They eventually go into this insane path. In the same way a streamer ends up at destination narcissism, a moderator ends up at destination lunacy. You know, they do this janitorial work for free. They do it for free. We've all heard the song. And they have to justify that time sink to themselves. So they pretend it's important. They pretend it's important work. They create new rules and things that just don't need to be there. Moderation is the simplest job in the world. I tell all my moderators on my Discord, this is it. If somebody says something that's like inappropriate or out of place, delete it. If somebody's being like over the line abusive, warn them. And then if they're not, you ban them. That's it. Don't overthink it. Never overthink it. Never overcomplicate it. We don't need a charter. We don't need rules. We don't need to train anybody to do this. It's real simple. Should this thing be there? If the answer is no, make it go away. Moderation in a nutshell. But no, Reddit moderators are fucking so... because they know it's a big website and they feel adjacent to power. They have to, like, create all these new fucked up things for themselves. So, you know, this is how you end up with, right, so right now at Reddit, if you can believe this, right, they have every year something called the Mod Summit. The Mod Summit. And a few of the staff come down and pander to the mods. And it's on Zoom. I've seen leaked screenshots of it. And they basically fucking just and they sit there and they go, well, you know what would really help us with moderation if you were to simply ban everybody that ever disagreed with anything we've ever said, and actually just give us completely universal powers to turn the platform into an even bigger AstroTurf shithole. That would really help. Thank you, Reddit, thank you. So they do that. They do a Reddit moderator training program where you become a certified mod. By the way, the reward for becoming a certified mod, you just go straight to a sanitarium. That's literally. If you are training for a month to become a certified Reddit mod, you need to be certified and put into a home. That's ridiculous. What are you doing? It's not hard. Press button, make deletey. Done, right? But anyway, so that's what they're doing. And the problem is they have to continually pander to these mods because they're the volunteer workforce. They don't get paid, but without mods, Reddit can't function. It will very quickly turn into a nightmare. That much is least true. It's a different type of nightmare at the moment, but it would turn into an absolute horrific nightmare if there was nobody deleting anything off the site. We've seen this over and over and over again. So some subreddits just like to fuck with the fabric of Reddit itself because it's not serious. It is an internet forum. It is not a particularly good internet forum. It is an AstroTurfed internet forum. And Drama did exactly that. Drama didn't just chronicle drama, they created chaos. I loved them for this, the things they would do. I'll show you an example, right? There is a subreddit called Teenagers, right? And unfortunately, Reddit has a pedophile problem, as in it is a platform that is very fucking, there's a lot of creepy fucking weirdos on it, like a lot of anonymous platforms. You never really know who you're talking to. Kids are going to use the internet. It's a real thing. You've got to keep your eye out. I've written extensively about this. If I was, I couldn't handle being a parent now because your kids, not only are they going to be on the internet, they're going to be on the internet all the time. How much can you really control what they're doing? You've got to give them a phone now. Nightmare. Oh God, fuck that. No, I'd be the worst parent, dude. I'd be hovering all the time, like, nope, phone, no, you're not on the internet, no, you can't have a Twitter account. I'd be like I'd take us away and we'd live like Amish people. Couldn't let a kid near this fucking absolute nightmare. So I don't know how parents do it. I don't know how parents negotiate this. I don't know how parents put trust in the fundamental goodness of other adults on the internet because, like I said, Reddit notoriously has all these issues. So, Drama, back when they were allowed to function with the moderation team that they had, they came up with an idea. They sent out a mass email, a mass message, saying that they basically programmed a bot so anyone who had used r/teenagers was banned on the basis that there's an age gate on their subreddit. And you know what happened? All the creepy weirdos that were impersonating teenagers replied going, I'm 55, I'm 40, why have you banned me? And they outed a bunch of sick fucking weirdos. And it's fucking great that they did this. Greetings, my delicious petite pooties. It was decided from God above that all Zoomers must be eradicated from our hallowed halls. So our Fabby Botmaster set up a fresh computer robot to ban everyone that has ever posted a healthy amount of comments in r/teenagers. How fun. We did our bestest to make sure that we weren't just banning randos that found their way from r/all, and really did a super duper job of making sure that we were banning consistent users of that subreddit. We don't want any of those pesky Zoomer scums in our pristine internet forum now, do we? Our ban message simply said, underage. And we got a lot of responses, mostly from people declaring that they are totes adults, namely middle-aged people. So, and you can see here, I'll check the images to make sure that they are safe. One guy who messaged them for an appeal said he was 35 in real life. And you can see here he is interacting with a teenager saying, that's a good outfit on you. I wish I could be your boyfriend. If we didn't go to different schools, I would ask you to be my girlfriend. So, How can you not love drama for getting all these sick cunts to expose themselves and delete their accounts and scuttle back to whatever shithole they came from? I like our drama. They create chaos, and occasionally chaos is good. But unfortunately, they meaned too close to the sun because they upset the admins. And as I can tell you, you don't want to upset Reddit admins. Why? Because they just never forget about it. They're just losers. They're just losers. My sins, really, really minor. I said maybe moderators shouldn't have universal power and get to dictate to people's careers just because they're fucking internet janitors. And maybe if they weren't anonymous, maybe if moderators, as part of your program had to have some public-facing aspect to the job, right, they wouldn't do it. That was a doxing attempt, apparently. I'm going to tell you a story. And this is why Reddit's sort of irredeemable for me. There was a story. I'd never found a sort of appropriate avenue to talk about it on stream. But this was basically back in 2021 where subs went private because it was exposed that Reddit had hired a sort of known political figure who was a pedophile enabler. As in, well, I'll read you the news so you can see I'm not editorializing. Overnight, a slew of popular subreddits seemingly inexplicably went private. The mystery was soon solved. Redditors claim that the company hired a woman and is suspending anyone who mentions her name or her father's conviction for pedophilia. Yes, what had happened was one of the mods, one of the regs from Drama, had figured out that Reddit had employed this person and was making threads on Reddit saying Reddit has employed this person. What was Reddit's response? Banned that person, deleted the accounts, banned anyone that was reposting it, banned anyone that was mentioning it until it reached critical mass and they couldn't hide it anymore. David Challoner was arrested for raping and torturing a 10-year-old girl in 2016. He was convicted in a United Kingdom court 2 years later and sentenced to more than 20 years in prison. Around the time of his arrest, his daughter, Amy Challoner Knight, was a rising star in British politics. Her father's charges ultimately derailed her political career. She was involved with the Green Party. An inquiry by the Green Party deemed that she'd failed to properly alert them of the charges and made a serious error of judgment by having her father run her campaigns after his arrest. Now, there's a lot more to this story, which isn't going to be included in this report, and I'll just give you the Cliff's Notes because it's fucking heinous. She was also involved with somebody that had been caught posting unsavory things on unsavory forums, looking at stuff from DeviantArt that certainly wouldn't fucking pass muster. And basically, she was, at the time of her father's arrest, she was living in the house where the crime took place. There were a lot of assumptions made around how much she would have known. And as a result, people say maybe this individual working on a platform where there's kids, as we've just seen with teenagers, maybe that's highly inappropriate. Maybe this person shouldn't be working in a tech company. Maybe Reddit should fucking do its due diligence before it hires people. Anyway, the subreddits went dark, the moderator strike occurred, and Steve Huffman, Spez, everyone's favourite, came out and said, as of today, the employee in question is no longer employed by Reddit. We built a relationship with her first as a mod, and then through her contractor work on RPAN. We did not adequately vet her background before formally hiring her. Reddit, eh? What a wonderful platform. Now, it's always been framed by Reddit that the reason why they disliked our drama was our drama kept breaking rules around harassment. They would, because this is how stupid Reddit is. Reddit gives you the tools to tag someone, then says if you tag someone, it's harassment. Reddit gives you the tools to go and link to a comment. They say if you link to someone's comment, it's harassment. They give you a voting system where you can say, I don't like this opinion, or I do like this opinion. If you vote on somebody else's comments, you can be banned for voting on their comments because it's harassment. Reddit is a fucking mess. It is a mess in conception. It is one giant Skinner box for opinions. It is one of the worst platforms on the internet. I go back and forth between that and Twitter as to what's worst. And when you consider TikTok exists, that's a pretty fucking damning indictment. They also did some other things. Let me, just to give you another history with drama, because that one's a bit dark, so I'll do a bit of a palate cleanser. A subreddit popped up, a really vile subreddit popped up. And basically, it was after Texas had changed its abortion laws, a subreddit popped up called Texas Bounty Hunters, TX Bounty Hunters. And what it was, because it was now a crime to assist in an abortion, what they were doing was, this subreddit was dedicated to ratting out anybody that would do it. And so you can see there, hey, gunslingers, come join us on TX Bounty Hunters, a new community dedicated to fighting and profiting from those who would break the law of our beautiful state. And naturally, that's gross as fuck. People lost their fucking minds. People lost their minds. It quickly blew up. It was all over the internet. You can see here, this is on Twitter. Day one of Texas' new abortion law, and men are already strategizing on Reddit about how to turn women in so they can earn a 10K bounty. Who could have possibly imagined that Texas assholes who call themselves Christian would be this freakishly sociopathic, except everyone. Reddit waded in. They were like, oh my God, this forum's terrible. What are we going to do about it? So they were literally having to come in and having to fucking shut it down. They were like, look, we got it. We can't have this. This is terrible optics. They came in. Reddit shut down a forum for self-described Texas abortion bounty hunters. Here's the problem. It was a hoax. It was our drama again. Our drama made it. Not agreeing with the law, not agreeing with the principle, but as a satire, as a hoax, and everyone bought it hook, line, and sinker. There's Insider update. After publication of this article, a Medium article reported the RTX Bounty Hunter subreddit was a hoax created by a group called R Drama, which starts internet forums designed to troll users. How can you not love these people? So it's like I say, you know, it's complicated. But anyway, because of this, and because of other things, and more importantly, because they got a Reddit mod turned staff member rightfully fired, the Reddit staff never forgave them for this. And so our drama was constantly having to jump through hoops. They were constantly having to jump through the biggest hoops, Vince-sized hoops, all the time to fucking placate the Reddit staff. Don't link to people. Don't upvote. Don't downvote. Shit Reddit says gets to do it. Yeah, but you're bad. And so they were warned and warned and warned and warned, and eventually they replaced the original moderation team, who went and made a website called rdrama.net, which you can't even post links to on Reddit. You can't link to that site because it is called a harassment website, even though they're doing the exact same thing they did on the Reddit platform for years. Just worse looking. So, how do they tie into place? Now, the symbol for our drama is a cat from Telegram. It's called Marcy, or Marzi. And Marzi, I'll bring it up, is this, right? And it's a sticker that you get in Telegram. In Telegram, you get all these different stickers to express things like emotes, like emojis, and Marzi the cat is one of them. So, our drama decided when our place was happening, we're going to fucking pop off. We're going to get ours. We're going to get involved. And so what they did is initially they did the URL, rdrama.net, right in the top fucking corner. And then Reddit staff deleted that. And then they were like, you know what? Let's draw our mascot, the cat. We love Marzi the cat. So the cat got drawn. In fact, not only did it get drawn, it got recognized by Reddit themselves as being amazing. A masterpiece. Right? And you can see, you go here, our place, enhance, 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 enhance. And look, there's your little cat. And so what's the problem? The staff members, and I don't think I can link to the video, unfortunately, because I'll have to show you Cringetopia, and that is not Twitch friendly. But anyway, because it's the only place the video is. Basically, somebody noticed that every time the cat got posted, it would be insta-deleted. Now, remember that there was a timer on how often you could post the pixels, right? There was a timer of 5 minutes or 20 minutes, depending on whether you were a registered account or not. Admins totally bypassed that to continually delete this fucking cat. They went absolutely fucking psychopathic because they couldn't have it advertised on the site. They wouldn't allow it. And so a humble cartoon cat got fucking deleted over and over and over again. And the drama guys kept going there and we kept trying to put the cat back on. And, oh, in fact, actually, here you go. Yeah, look. And they were deleting all the posts about it, right? But, like, this one got to live. This one made it. This was the tadpole that grew into the frog. And there it is. You can see people were like, look, a Reddit mod is cheating and the mod's removing our posts, pointing it out. There you can see is the cat. And you can just see how quickly it gets got. So people were upset about this because obviously the whole thing was it's the spirit of the whole fucking event that people get to create. But as we've seen, it was obviously getting, fucked with repeatedly. And so now, hang on, I've got to bring up another thing. The mods went absolutely psychopathic. After this cat kept getting posted, they were literally calling it a hate symbol. I am not shitting you. They were saying that this was an alt-right symbol, this cat. And that was why it had to be deleted. That it was no different to deleting a swastika. That is literally their justification. Because, of course, it has to be that, right? Fuck, I can't find it. All right, well, fuck the screenshot. Maybe I'll edit it in. But basically, there was a screenshot of somebody basically comparing an orange cartoon cat to a swastika, saying it was a hate symbol, and it absolutely had to be deleted. I just can't find the name of the admin because there's so many unstable admins. But it doesn't end there. You see, the problem, anyone who placed a pixel where the orange cat used to be got a 15-year ban from Reddit. They were banning people for 15 years from the fucking site. And some people just saw the cat being deleted, and as we demonstrated earlier, they were like, "Oh, I'll just help out. I like the cat. I like the orange cat." But a 15-year ban. So yeah, I think, does that cover all of our place? I'm just checking. Yeah, I think it does. The great pixel war, the great influencer war, just absolutely embarrassing. So that pretty much brings you up to speed. It was a largely an eventful event, apart from those kind of like highlights for me, personal highlights. I'm a big fan of I like the chaos, and I like people pranking each other and doing things that have some sort of, how shall we say, just a bit of spice to them, just a bit of bite to them. It's like just so outrageous that like the internet is such a fucking sterile, sad place these days where you can't even like have a little bit of fun like that.